Shalom and good evening. This is TV7 Israel News broadcasting to you from Jerusalem. And in today's top stories, Moscow seeks to advance a Russian-brokered meeting between Prime Minister Netanyahu and Palestinian President Abbas in a bid to restart the long-stalled negotiations. The United States and Russia failed to reach an agreement for military cooperation against Islamic militants in Syria, as well as a cessation of hostilities. The Islamic Republic of Iran deploys its newly acquired Russian-made S-300 surface-to-air missile defense system next to its secretive Fordo nuclear facility. Advanced talks are underway to convene a meeting in Moscow between Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas. Both Israeli and Palestinian officials confirmed that the meeting will likely be held in October or shortly thereafter, under the patronage of Russian President Vladimir Putin. The meeting will be part of a Russian-backed peace summit aimed at restarting the long-stalled negotiations between Israel and the Palestinians. Some 3 months ago, discussions were held regarding a summit in Cairo, in which a three-way meeting was scheduled between Netanyahu, Abbas, and Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. However, the demand by Egypt to advance the peace summit instead of the French initiative for an international peace conference was rejected by the Palestinians, as President Abbas remains determined to see the French initiative move forward. Israeli officials revealed that Netanyahu spoke with Putin several days ago and that the issue came up for discussion. They said, however, that the possibility of a meeting between Abbas and Netanyahu under Russian auspices was still premature. The sources noted that Netanyahu was prepared to meet directly with the Palestinian leader at any time without preconditions. Nevertheless, President Mahmoud Abbas has remained adamant that his preconditions for renewing the peace process be met, including a construction moratorium of Jewish settlements on lands the Palestinians want for their future state, the release of a fourth round of long-serving Palestinian prisoners, which was agreed by Israel in the last round of negotiations, yet wasn't carried out, and the establishment of a clear end date for the negotiations and reaching an agreement. Now, with regard to the conflict in Israel's northern neighbor, the United States and Russia failed to reach an agreement for a 48-hour humanitarian ceasefire in the northern Syrian city of Aleppo and for a wider military cooperation against Islamic militants in the war-torn country. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry and Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, addressing a joint news conference in Geneva, said that their respective experts would continue to hash out details in coming days to try and reach a breakthrough.
We don't want to have a deal for the sake of a deal. We want to have something done that is effective and that works for the people of Syria, that makes the region more stable and secure, and that brings us to the table here in Geneva to find a political solution.
The talks between Kerry and Lavrov came as Western-backed opposition groups effectively surrendered the Damascus suburb of Daraya to the Russian-backed government of President Bashar al-Assad after a 4-year siege.
Aleppo continues to be besieged and bombarded by the regime and its allies, including Iran, Russia, and Hezbollah. And the regime just today forced the surrender of Daraya after a brutal 4 years of the siege, and continues to take territory in the Damascus suburbs, which I might add runs counter to 2 iterations of a previously announced cessation of hostilities, which is what brings us here today. That's why we're here.
Discussions in Geneva have been complicated in part by a significant offensive in the southern part of the divided city of Aleppo, led by some U.S.-backed opposition groups that have allied with the Nusra Front, which is an al-Qaeda-affiliated militant group operating in Syria. Russian sources told TV7 that as long as the al-Qaeda-linked group continues to fight alongside opposition forces that are backed by the United States against Assad's military, Moscow will not cease its operations against the rebel forces. Meanwhile, Secretary Kerry emphasized that Washington is aware of the situation and that the Nusra Front's recent efforts to distance themselves from al-Qaeda will not change the way the group is viewed by the United States.
Nusra is a designated terrorist organization. Nusra is Al-Qaeda, and no name change by Nusra hides what Nusra really is and what it tries to do.
Военно-воздушные силы чем занимаются? Понимаете, мы ведь ведем речь не о том, чтобы кто-то прекратил летать. Мы ведем речь о том, чтобы авиация, которая работает в сирийском небе, эффективно боролась и с ИГИЛ, и с Джабхат ан-Нусрой.
Both Kerry and Lavrov said there were a few issues that needed to be fleshed out after their meeting over the weekend and warned that it could collapse unless a period of calm was established before a deal can be implemented. More on Syria, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan said his country's pursuit of terror groups would be unrelenting, speaking in the predominantly Kurdish city of Gaziantep, where a suicide bomber believed to be backed by the Islamic State attacked a wedding this month and killed some 54 people, including 22 children. As Turkey's military continues to push deeper into Syria, seizing territory controlled by both Kurdish forces as well as the Islamic State, President Erdogan said the cross-border offensive into Turkey's southern neighbor was giving people who fled Islamic State-controlled regions a chance to return home, including the recently conquered city of Jarablus.
Öyleyse gereği yapılacak dedik. Ve şimdi işte buyurun Cerablus boşaltıldı. Cerablus'un sahipleri şimdi Cerablus'a yerleşmeye başladı. Gaziantep'te de Cerabluslu kardeşlerimden evet Cerablus'a dönmek isteyenlere her türlü desteği vereceğiz. Yardımı vereceğiz.
The Turkish president added that Turkey will continue to cleanse Syria and Iraq from the Islamic State and would exercise the same resolve in wiping out the Kurdish PYD group in Syria, linked to the Kurdish PKK in Turkey, which Ankara views as a terrorist organization. Now to Iran, where for the first time the Islamic Republic deployed the Russian S-300 surface-to-air missile defense system. The anti-aircraft system, which was delivered to Iran some 3 months ago from Russia, was reportedly placed next to the Fordow nuclear reactor, a facility that, according to the nuclear agreement between the Islamic Republic and the P5+1, the United States, Russia, China, France, Britain plus Germany, has seized all uranium enrichment. According to the nuclear agreement, Iran could maintain the Fordow facility, which is an underground uranium enrichment plant, only if it provided full transparency of ongoing operations at the secretive site to the International Atomic Energy Agency, a reality which was initially strongly opposed by the United States and their negotiating partners. Since the agreement was signed, the Obama administration, however, defined the nuclear facility as harmless. Whatever the case, Iran clearly wants to safeguard the facility, located in a mountainous area near the city of Qom, against the possibility of airstrikes. Iran's Air Defenses Commander, General Farzad Esmaili, said in an interview to Iranian media that protecting nuclear facilities was of paramount importance in all circumstances. Thank you for watching us. You can also watch us at TV7israelnews.com or TV7.fi. For any comments, please send your emails to israelnews@tv7.fi. For more updates from Israel and the region, please join our Facebook page at TV7 Israel News. Praying for the peace of Israel and the peace of Jerusalem. Jonathan Hassan, have an Erev Tov, and we will see you again tomorrow at the same time.
In order to donate to TV7 Israel News, please follow these simple steps. First, press the Donate logo, located at the bottom left side of TV7 Israel News Facebook page, or on the Donate tab at the head of the page. Then insert the amount you'd like to donate, and fill in your credit card information. Just like this. And press Review Donation and continue. After reviewing your donation details, please press Donate to finalize your donation. That's it! Your donation is now complete, and an email with your donation details has been sent to your email address. You can also print your donation receipt by pressing the link here. Thank you for supporting TV7 Israel News.